For one weekend each year, the mogul run on the steepest part of this mountain gets flattened into a smooth racetrack, clearing a path for an event like no other in North America. Velocity Challenge in British Columbia is a gathering of a unique breed of ski junkie who can't get their fix from the 135 km/h speeds of regular downhill racing. So they've taken out the turns, modified their equipment, and created a sport as unique as they are. With a world record of 250.7 km/h, speed skiing is the fastest non-motorized sport on Earth.
It feels amazing. Your body gets real light. You're almost flying over the hill. It's like being in an airplane without the metal around you.
Skiers won't quite reach those speeds on this track, but it has its own personality.
It's certainly not as long as the tracks in Europe, but it differs because ours is convex and theirs are concave. So we're doing 170 km/h over two blind rollers, sometimes catching air. It can get pretty scary, but it's a lot of fun.
And with a World Cup trophy and a cash bounty up for grabs, skiers have come to compete from around the globe and across the street, like local veterans Don Gagnon and Kenny Dale.
Well, Kenny and I have been racing about 20 years or so, and it's always been a good, close rivalry. Unfortunately, he's been the better of me more times than I have of him. Kenny's won the race, how many times now?
I don't know, 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, he lost count, eh?
Okay, buddy, let's see it!
I did actually beat him one year. I didn't win the race that year, but I'm pretty sure I could dig up the official results if I had to.
To win, speed skiers have to be mentally and physically prepared to hold it together at top speed. But reaching speeds like that is thanks to the equipment. From head to toe, every racer is decked out with customized gear, starting with the base layer, the rubberized suit.
We use very tight suit because at extreme high speed, the pressure of the wind is so strong that it moves the fabrics. So with this kind of fabrics, very, very tight like this, the wind cannot enter the fabric. That's why it's so difficult to enter this thing. It's much more difficult to enter the suit than to ski down the track.
Drag on the slopes is also reduced by these strange fins. They're called fairings.
They're for aerodynamics, and they're for channeling the wind behind your legs so that it's clean and it's coming off. Much the same type of thing that they would do for, NASCAR. Yeah, everybody has a little different, theory on it too. Guys have very expensive types of foam that, are hard to get, and other guys have Canadian beer boxes cut into shape or whatever they had in the restaurant when they were suiting up.
Other parts of the uniform, like the helmet, take a little more high-tech approach.
My helmet in particular is a Kevlar graphite sandwich laid up at a nose cone factory for fighter jets. If you look at all the other racers, everybody's got different shape. This is a helmet that's wind tunnel tested, so they know what works, and the big idea is to have a good seal on your shoulders and on your back with the helmet so that the air comes right off of your helmet, right onto your suit. So if you got a good seal, you end up having a real quiet ride and everything's really tight and smooth.
But they're also designed for those not-so-smooth rides.
There's been a few good crashes on this hill. I've actually crashed at over 170 Ks. Most people, whether they got hurt or not, they're more worried about their equipment than their body. They always think, well, I can heal, but I don't know if I can get another pair of skis like that.
For good reason. These aren't your average skis.
The skis in speed skiing are very different than your regular downhill skis. Here's a 177 all-mountain ski that anybody would ski on, and this is a 240 speed ski. 8 feet long, extremely stiff. You can't flex them like the regular ski. They don't flex at all. Very aerodynamic tips, very wide, very stiff, and these skis are rated for about 250 km/h.
But as any good speed skier will tell you, reaching that speed takes a lot of nerve and even more wax.
You want your skis to repel the moisture, repel the dirt, and that's where all your acceleration comes from. And getting your wax correct is the difference between first and 21st. It's everything.
In the end, it was Italian racer Simone Oragone who chose most wisely, taking first place with a speed of 168.78 km/h. Although no new world records were set, racers still got their adrenaline fix.
We were running 0 to 100 miles an hour in 4 seconds, so it was pretty exciting. It's like falling out of an airplane.
It's fun. It's quite a ride when you get a little air on a track. So
this course is a definite challenge, but it's so fun.
And what about Kenny and Don? With his third-place finish, Kenny once again nudged Don off the podium. Bottled water. In the last 25 years, that industry has bloomed from being virtually non-existent to being worth close to $100 billion worldwide. For entrepreneurs in the late 90s, this raised a valid question. If people are willing to pay for water, what about air? More specifically, oxygen. Enter Dominic Simler, a businessman with a gift for innovation.
I first got interested in the oxygen business when I read an article in the newspaper about oxygen bars in Japan. And they were using oxygen cylinders, and I figured if you can make a small portable machine which made oxygen and take it to where people can enjoy the oxygen, then you might be able to make a business around it.
Borrowing technology from the military, Simler found the answer to his question: oxygen generators, which had been used by fighter jet pilots for years. And it wasn't long before he dreamt up a new use for that technology: oxygen vending machines.
We first put these vending machines into department stores in central London, in places where people could really benefit from a quick blast of extra oxygen. So that was really the concept. People could have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever they like. Just make it really flexible and easy to use,